Right now at 6, what opponents of President Trump plan to do Saturday in La Crosse and how it ties into a nationwide effort.
And counterstrike in the Middle East, what the White House, Israel, and Iran are saying as missiles fly into Tel Aviv.
Watching WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
Protesters will gather on La Crosse's south side tomorrow as part of a national demonstration.
The No Kings Day protest runs from noon to 2 p.m. at State Road and Losey Boulevard. Organizers call it a, quote, peaceful visibility event to publicly oppose the rise of fascism.
Demonstrators will carry signs and American flags as part of protests happening nationwide. It coincides with Saturday's military parade in D.C. that will commemorate the Army's 250th birthday. Saturday is also President Trump's 79th birthday. La Crosse Mayor Shondell Washington Spivey weighing in on the planned protest, stating, quote, all across this nation where there are people speaking out about injustice, and I would like to encourage everyone to be safe and respectful as this community continues to speak up about issues of injustice. Safety is the #1 priority, next to making sure the collective voice is heard.
Today is the final day for the Black Hawk Bridge water taxi. It offered an alternative route from Lansing, Iowa to DeSoto after the bridge was shut down. But after the reopening of the bridge, the taxi usage declined to almost zero.
Now to the intensifying conflict in the Middle East. Iran has launched missile attacks into Israel. It is a response to Israel's attack yesterday that killed top Iran military figures and targeted Iran's nuclear centers.
The U.S. is reportedly helping Israel intercept Iranian missiles tonight, but some have slipped through and injured dozens. President Trump tells CNN the U.S. quote, of course, supports Israel and warned Iran to come to the table for a nuclear deal before it's too late.
Now, Secretary,
more is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them.
Iran made clear a while back that it would restrict its nuclear weapons, and Trump was going along with that. But then suddenly, Trump has now shifted to Israel's position of zero tolerance. Israel is trying to also pick a fight with Iran, and they want the U.S. to come in and fight too.
Now, the White House says Trump is committed to saving the nuclear talks. Right now, Iran has activated its air defense system over Tehran. They say Israel's attack yesterday killed 78 people.
The volatile situation already affecting oil prices. In the U.S., prices jumping 8%. Right now, a gallon of regular in West Wisconsin is $2.93. But Gas Buddy's VP of Petroleum Analysis says the price per gallon could go up as much as 10 to 15 cents per gallon in the next week.
Gas stations already at this moment are starting to pay more for their purchases of gasoline. Because of how quickly oil has gone up, there have been relatively rare moves. That is, before the market has closed, we've already seen the adjustments start coming, and that means that the retailers that are buying gasoline at this moment are paying more.
DeHaan also said diesel could go up as much as 30 cents per gallon.
All right, now to a look back here for the weather situation, because we have Father's Day obviously coming up, and we've seen that rain chance percentage tick up throughout the course of the week, Greg.
Yeah, really, it's going to depend on where you are and where you're not, and depending on the time of day, it's kind of the hit and miss. But overall, I think a lot of dry periods for most of the area through the weekend, which is good news, with temperatures probably overall a little better for at least northern half of the viewing area Sunday. But this is the temperatures we saw today. As we said, a big temperature spread from the mid-50s of the north with a cloud cover pretty much all day and rain this morning to nearly 80 in Prairie du Chien, too. We're going to kind of see a similar setup for tomorrow, too, with temperatures. But this evening, dry conditions for La Crosse. It's getting back down to about the low 60s with a few more clouds, but all in all, fairly pleasant conditions. Cloud cover persists in Eau Claire, but the good news is the rain is kind of staying just to the north or just to the west, so probably dry conditions, but only the mid-50s, so definitely not feeling like June-like weather. Overall, here's your rain amounts from the last 24 hours. Unlike the previous day where everything was perfect to the south, everything kind of flipped to the north. And some areas up there are 2 to 3 inches outside of the viewing area towards Minneapolis, too. But overall, a lot of areas up there a ½ inch to an inch. Right now, as you look at the precipitation, you can see a lot of it is pretty much just a little bit of a line in Rusk County. We have some activity further to the west. Eventually, you'll probably see more of that shower activity pick up. But overnight lows, more mid-50s to the south to the upper 40s as we go throughout. Now, as we go out throughout tomorrow, we're kind of break down the Father's Day outlook, which there is some sunshine. There are some dry periods. Once again, what I said in the caption, not a perfect weekend, but not a bad weekend either. So I'll break down what it looks like for the weekend and what we got going on for next week a bit later.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Well, Wisconsin could see a surge in summer travel. The TSA is predicting 3 to 6% more people traveling this year. So here's a few reminders if using the La Crosse Airport. Book flights early for lower fares. You need a real ID, and if you don't have one, expect additional screenings. Last June through August, nearly 11,000 people flew out of LSE.
Toma High School has a new principal. The school district has welcomed Dr. Chai Lee to the position this morning. Lee's an Eau Claire North grad with college degrees from both Winona State, St. Mary's, and Minnesota Twin Cities. He's arriving from the Baraboo School District, where he served 1 year as the middle school principal. Lee's first day is July 1st.
A News 8 Now follow-up. AEDs have been installed in high-traffic locations in Onalaska. You can find them at Van Ripper Park, Community Park, and the Roe Park Tennis Court. Officials hope these AEDs will improve response times in emergency situations and increase survival rates.
Every minute that passes by without a defibrillator in a sudden cardiac arrest, your likelihood of surviving goes down 10%. We want to put the tools in place so that they're available quickly in those events to, give the patient the best outcome possible.
And if you need to use the AEDs, call 911 for the 4-digit code to unlock the box. An Onalaska family is left with nothing after their house burned down earlier this year.
After 6 months of waiting, they finally have a glimpse of their new home. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has the story on how they made it happen.
Pa Vang's Onalaska home burned down in January. He's now rebuilding that home, and it's all thanks to some generous people. In January, Pa Vang and his family lost their home to a house fire.
By the time I see it, the garage side is already gone, so we have to try to escape. And there's nothing we can take away because the fire was too big.
The family of 6 lost everything, and when Pa's brother heard this, he decided to step in.
My role is just to help him, alleviate the stress, the burden of, trying to rebuild.
Andy started making calls, doing everything he could to help Pa get back on his feet.
Andy contacted me and said, we'd like you to build Pa's house. So I was more than willing to help him out. So I gave him a price on it, came up with a plan.
They've been so wonderful to my business and to us, and we've had that reciprocal relationship with them, and that's why I just decided to do. My wife and I decided to make a donation.
The generosity didn't stop there. Local nonprofits and community members started to help the family as well. A flood of donations and support gave the family enough to start rebuilding their home.
They provide donate financial to help me start my life again, because I lost everything.
We're just happy that he is stress-free and he can focus on, his family.
Construction on Pa's new home started this week. The family hopes to move in by the end of the year. The new home will be built on the same property. The family is staying in a rental home for now. Reporting in the newsroom, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. A La Crosse cemetery is offering a look at its renovated mausoleum. Staff members at Oak Grove Cemetery are hosting an open house right now until 7 p.m. Visitors can tour the historic mausoleum while enjoying harp music, food, and refreshments. The contractor and executive director say the changes enhance the location's beauty.
It was a lot of deferred maintenance, so it's actually a very beautiful, well-built building that just needed a little bit of nip and tuck here and there.
State and local history is most what Oak Grove Cemetery is known for. Lots of founders, people who made a big difference in our area.
The open house is twofold because Oak Grove is also celebrating being listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
A spine-tingling circus experience opens tonight at Valley View Mall, but this isn't your typical family show. Paranormal Cirque promises a dark fusion of circus, theater, and cabaret under a black and red big top. The mature audiences only show features acrobats, illusionists, and mysterious creatures in what officials call a world designed to scare and amaze.
To show the world, like what I've been, in my case, what I've been doing for, let's say, all my life, and I'm just sharing the experience.
Shows run through Monday with performances at 7:30 tonight. Coming up, a healthcare breakthrough you can wear, why these aren't your average pair of socks.
And we head to break with a live look into Tel Aviv, where an Iranian counterstrike has injured dozens of people.
Fleet Farm is the place to stock up on supplies for all your furry and feathered friends. Get a 40-pound bag of Sprout Mixed Bits cat food for just $25.99. Save $5 on all bags of Nutrisource dry dog food. And for you backyard birders, 20 pounds of KT Basic Blend bird food is now only $11.99. Count on your local Fleet Farm for the best prices guaranteed on all your feed, seed, and pet care needs. And find even more weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
When Arby's says euros, you say 2 for $7. Euros. 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 Louder. Arby's, we have the meat.
Get in. I'm future you.
Constipation with belly pain again, right? Our doctor figured it out. She said it's IBS-C and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess is not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn how AbbVie and Ironwood could help you save.
You're thinking about new windows and doors. I've been thinking about new windows and doors for over 40 years. You're thinking about the best window at the best price. I'm thinking about the best window at the best price for you. The best quality, installed by professional installers at a fair price. If you're planning new windows and doors, you owe it to yourself to contact the Board Store Home Improvements for a prompt free estimate. You'll be glad you did. Contact us today.
A Philadelphia grandmother this week saw $500 of charges on her debit card for cameras she didn't buy. When she disputed it with her bank, they turned her down. Financial experts say it's another reminder to be aware of potential fraud. Unlike most credit cards, which carry zero liability for fraud, you could owe up to $50 for debit card fraud, but that's only if you report it right away. If 48 hours pass before you notice the charge, that jumps to $500. And if you do use a debit card, NerdWallet says to keep a low balance. That way you can limit the damage of a possible fraudulent withdrawal.
A robotics researcher has developed a high-tech pair of socks to potentially help soften the path for millions of people living with dementia. The smart socks have sensors that monitor stress, track things like sweat, heart rate, skin temperature, and movement. That data is then sent via Wi-Fi to caregivers who can keep track of a patient's well-being on an app. The inventor says his great-grandmother's struggle with dementia inspired him to create the smart socks, which are now being tested on patients in the UK.
We will have more news ahead.
But first,
yeah, we have an active weather pattern going on, but there are dry breaks this weekend, but then the activity picks up once again next week with more showers and thunderstorms. So we'll time all that out and show you what the temperatures look like going forward. That coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Get hot deals for your lawn and garden at Menards, all after 11% rebate. Weed and Grass Killer with sprayer is just $18.99. 100-foot garden hose that expands to 3 times its length, only $47.99. Off or bugs insect repellent is just $4.99. Men's or ladies' work gloves only $2.99. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get the weekly flyer plus exclusive daily flash sales right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, get $4,250 cash allowance, plus $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative knows safety is the backbone of reliability. To deliver the power you need means doing things right, so we can continue to provide reliable energy and peace of mind, because safety runs through everything we do. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Furnish your home with the Forest at Black River Furniture Outlet, Wisconsin's best priced furniture store. Browse cozy Amish rockers, customizable easy sofas made in Wisconsin, and stunning handmade dining sets in hickory, walnut, aspen, and barnwood. Shop pantries, counter bars, gun cabinets, and more. Style your space this season with our cabin rug collection, multiple sizes available. Swing by the bed shed for rustic bedroom sets, bunk beds, and Amish-made office furniture. Family and veteran owned. Visit Black River Furniture Outlet this summer.
This is Tony, and this is Tony's Good Feet story.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job. Before my arch supports, I felt defeated, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I'm more positive.
Clinically proven, significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
As I mentioned before, it's really not going to be a bad weekend, but not perfect either for some areas too. But all in all, there will be dry breaks. The further south you go, the better opportunity. You're probably going to see more sunshine. But for right now, we still got that area of light rain showers really kind of around the boundary that kind of sits just to the north. A little bit warmer, more unstable daytime heating. Over Mankato, you got a few storms that have popped up, kind of like yesterday too. But overall, it's still fairly stable, or at least capped in our environment, to prevent us getting too much in the way of precipitation this evening. Now, as we go throughout the overnight hours, that area is really going to stay just north of Eau Claire, and then eventually it'll start sinking further south as we get past midnight. All the activity out to the west should really decrease and die off, and we'll just get some cloud cover later tonight from that activity. But as you go past midnight, you'll start seeing some of the shower development out just east of Minneapolis will spread across the area. So just light showers that'll be over Eau Claire probably through the morning. Less activity as you go further south. We might see a sprinkle as far south maybe as I-90, probably more Black River Falls area. That would be kind of the extent of it. Tomorrow morning, really, it's the morning activity that'll give way to maybe some breaks in the afternoon for at least Eau Claire northward. Better conditions further south. In fact, more sunshine is going to the afternoon south of I-90. It may eventually work its way further north, but we still got an opportunity north of I-90 to see a few afternoon showers. But the coverage and the chance really decreases quite a bit in the afternoon hour. So mainly just cloud cover with maybe a little breaks of the clouds as you go further north. Towards the evening hour, there's still some indications we might see a little bit of development with daytime heating, kind of northeast Iowa, maybe up to I-90. Right now, it's kind of question how far north or east it's going to get towards the evening hour, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But northeast Iowa, maybe southeast Minnesota will be an area to watch for tomorrow evening. It won't last too long. Now, going later Saturday night, that's when another disturbance comes down. We might see a thunderstorm complex dive south really past midnight. You can see it right here, pretty much south of I-94, kind of southeast Minnesota into southwest Wisconsin. That could provide some wet conditions going into Sunday morning. This probably focuses more for south areas than north as you go. That'll probably break up. We'll have a dry period probably sometime Sunday into Sunday afternoon, but then we might have a little bit of isolated showers pop up in the afternoon hour. More cloud cover for probably some areas further south on Sunday, but overall there will still be some dry periods on Sunday, not an all-day washout. Rain amounts till we get to Saturday 7 a.m. Most of it is centered up to the north. Everywhere else, not much at all. And then as we go through Saturday, here's that little thunderstorm complex that might dump some rain if it does happen at that area. Right now, otherwise that. Then as we go to Sunday, here's that complex that comes down Saturday night, Sunday morning, really drops maybe 1 inch to 3 inches in a swap of area. Right now, the focus is a little bit on the other side of the river, but that could extend once again, providing some wet conditions for Sunday morning. Temperatures right now as we go to Sunday, better overall, 80s and 70s, more clouds, so we won't probably see the mid-80s further south. Next week, active. Monday, the severe potential is just to the west. Tuesday, it kind of dives a little bit south. And then Wednesday, we might see more opportunities for severe weather. So just stay tuned for that forecast because it does get warm, muggy, and stormy next week. Otherwise, overall, not too bad of a weekend. Probably even better conditions toward the end of next week when we try to get out of this pattern eventually. Hopefully we will by next Thursday, Friday.
All right, fingers crossed that happens, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be active, but like I said, none of the days are washouts at this point, but next week we'll keep an eye on Tuesday, Wednesday. That bears a little bit more watching.
All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, T-Wolves in the mix. Minnesota reportedly a trade finalist for one of the NBA's biggest stars. Plus the Brewers granting the trade request of Aaron Savali. Jacob's got more on who Milwaukee's getting in return next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward.
Or get 0% APR plus $2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
If your home is looking drab, trade it in. Trade it in. The furniture's old and yucky, trade it in. Trade it in. If you're seeking a solution, then King's your resolution. If you're tired of your look, then trade it in. Trade it in.
At King's Trade-In Sale, trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. Plus get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments at the King Furniture Trade-In Sale. Trade it in!
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like Estate Weed and Feed with lawn fertilizer, just $29.99. Save up to $60 on select DeWalt handheld power equipment. And Special Buy Ortho Home Defense Insect Spray, just $10.99 after rebate. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Taste a sweet strawberry, a Jolivet strawberry. Stop by Jolivet Family Farms Market today for some fresh Jolivet's homegrown strawberries. Available 7 days a week in the market. Check for availability. Jolivet's also features a large selection of fresh vegetables and homegrown produce. There is no sweeter strawberry in the world than a Jolivet strawberry. Only at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, not all birthday wishes come true, but yesterday on his 30th birthday, pitcher Aaron Savali asked for a trade, and this morning his wish was granted by the Brewers as he was shipped off to the south side of Chicago. And in return, the Brewers received former third overall pick in the 2019 draft, Andrew Vaughn. The 27-year-old first baseman only hitting .189 this season, but 4.5 years into the majors, he has 77 home runs. He's expected to be an option for Pat Murphy at first base and DH. Milwaukee hoping maybe a change of scenery will do Vaughn well, and he'll begin in AAA Nashville. An update from the locker room after last night's 6-0 win. Jacob Misiorowski, who dazzled in his MLB debut, told reporters that he's, quote, all good, nothing crazy, just a cramp. The rookie flamethrower did not allow a single hit in 5 innings of work while also striking out 5 batters. Pat Murphy said Misiorowski was pulled due to some cramps and that they didn't want to chance anything. Brewers looking to take game 2 of a 4-game set against the Cardinals, who they passed the NL Central standings last night with the win. Freddie Peralta versus Eric Fetty in that one starting at 7:10. And also at 7:10, the Twins hoping to get back to their winning ways as they're down in Houston for a series with the Astros. And how about this NBA news today? Shams Charania, insider for ESPN, reporting on the Pat McAfee show that the Heat, Rockets, and Timberwolves are emerging as finalists for a trade for Kevin Durant. Reports also saying a trade is imminent and negotiations are moving fast as Phoenix wants a solution before the NBA draft. This past season with the Suns, Durant averaged 26.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game. And the voting has concluded for the final News 8 Play of the Week segment of the school year. Your winner is the sprint relay teams for Kickapoo Lafarge at the state meet here in La Crosse this past weekend. Katie Randau, Ava Young, Chloe Walter, and Jewel Kleinsasser set the track on fire, winning the 4x1 and 4x2 relays, which included a new state record.
Yay!
Congratulations
Well
to them.
deserved.
It was a great year of plays throughout the entire year. A lot to come next year as well, which I'm very much so looking forward to.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I'm almost heartbroken.
I know.
that we have to wait a couple of months before the sports kick up again.
Hey, everyone will be clamoring for it later in fall, so then send me the videos of all the great plays, then we'll get them on here and get them voted.
That's what makes it special when
Yes.
the games that you can't get to because you can't be everywhere at once. You guys come up clutch.
Exactly. Although it seems like we can sometimes, we can't always. We do need those clips, so take the videos with your phones and send them our way.
Thanks for all the help.
Thanks, Jacob.
Okay, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Feeling lucky this Friday the 13th? Home Furniture is. By defying fate with 13% off purchases store-wide. Plus, pay no interest for 13 months. Don't push your luck. The Friday the 13th sale ends Monday and only at Home Furniture.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Hey Nick, want your usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Oh, pretty good. Air conditioning went out at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
Nothing that GNT can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on GNT to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about GNT heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
Call GNT for the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to GNT.
Don't fear, Friday the 13th weekend at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get 13% off porch and patio, plus get no interest financing for 13 months. Get thrilling savings during the Friday the 13th sale, this weekend only at Home Seasonal Concepts.
All right, tonight we will have some light rain, but not for La Crosse. Should be a dry night, 59, pretty seasonable conditions. The rain will be for Eau Claire and northward. Not steady rain like they had last night, but still that'll continue through the morning. Only 52 up there. Tomorrow 80 is very kind of discrepant. It's 80 here, but mid-80s for the south, mid-50s further north, so it's quite a bit of difference too.
Hey, it's better than what it looked like earlier this week.
Yeah, overall not a bad weekend, but not perfect, but still not bad.
Okay, all right, thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.